Good evening. It's 8 o'clock, plus a minute or two. Promptly as usual, it is Rick Sarah. Good evening, Nermal. Oh, I'm glad you have a lovely wine over there in New York. Somebody, somebody's T-shirt was shipped. Oh, it was Nermal today, and Jimmy Kolb, 2 shirts. Isn't that correct, ma'am?
I believe so.
Yes, we have shipped out those shirts, and a couple others are still in process. So, limited stock of Dan Bell shirts in double X and triple X. Email at rick.adr@aol.com if you really would like to pick up one of these at the last of the t-shirts we have.
Yeah, we have about a total of 15 left, I think.
And so it was a beautiful day. I had therapy again.
Finders, beepers, history seekers managed to stay up.
Oh, really? Hi, Sue. Oh my God,
Sue
Sue.
may have went to bed.
Well, somebody's here. Was it Matt?
Didn't say, just said finders, beepers. Finders, beepers, history seekers. So I don't know which one.
Wow. I don't know if that's Sue or Matt, but hello. I had a good time today. We recorded a podcast with Finders Beepers .co.uk,
Don't you go anywhere.
and you can
You got fun
check
to
them
learn.
out. Consider subscribing to their Patreon channel and catch up on what they've been doing. They're a very nice group of folks, chaps, and a nice lady,
Chaps.
chaps. And we had some very pleasant things to chat about that if you're able to, the next podcast will come out Sunday. So there's your chance. Get on there and you'll see myself on their podcast. Ooh, how exciting. I know. Thank you all for being here. Up to 64 already. That's excellent. Great to see you, James Bond.
Oh, it is Sue who's on there.
It is Sue. Okay. Oh my God, Sue. And she was saying that she was ready to drop before. I'm blocking the camera. Let's go this way. No, it doesn't work. It's got to go that way. Got to go this way. Okay, that does it. Oh,
Juan Cantalina.
I understand
Hi, new
that,
subscriber,
Ermal.
Rick.
huh?
Juan Cantalina, hi.
Hi,
New
Juan.
subscriber, Rick. Love your sense of humor.
Thank you very
Maybe.
much. New subscriber to my channel. That's so nice. Yes, please. If you haven't, for God's sake, go subscribe to my channel if you're watching now.
It's free, right?
It's free. It's on YouTube.
Sue said I was being sent to bed, but ignored Matt as usual.
Oh, um, yes, it is totally free. And then you can also hear me as I appear on Dan Bell, the podcast. I'm the co-host.
So you and Dan were talking about me helping him pack up yesterday?
And yes, I was.
Well, they're talking about it. I didn't.
Oh, okay. So, yes, Dan brought this up during the last podcast. Hey, wait now. I'm not saying I'm free.
Oh, yeah, you are.
No. I'm
I'm the one who
expensive.
charges for
I'm expensive as my tapeworm. Thank you, Sonny. He telling you, no, I'm not free. Okay. For the right price, there you go. Oh, isn't that a beautiful view of my brick wall? That's an American brick wall. Yes, let's turn this around here. Flip, flip, flip. Oh, there, flip. Oh, there. And look at that. Now the skies have opened. It's miraculous. Hi, it's our special effects department. You're welcome. I'm glad you like that. Hocus Pocus and the chimes of Rick in the background. Yes, that's our backup band, and also anything that you hear coming over from my stage left is actually Dolline, but her phone to speakers on and everything, so we'll
No,
hear everything. It's
that's if
okay.
it rings.
I want you to make sure you play everything, every ring tone. Darling Lamb,
Wait a minute. I'll
is
put the
this
media
enough?
on and then you'll be double
Oh,
scorpion.
no, no, we can't do that. No, no news.
Is this enough? No, you can
Yes,
rent him for
thank
a
you,
couple.
darling lamb. That's a good start. That's a down payment on some solid attention from Rick. How's that? Is that too much? She wishes she didn't do that. She wants the money back. Oh, really? YouTube recommended you. I am so glad, Juan. And you listen to YouTube even. Wow. In spite of that, thank you so much. We're glad that you're enjoying. We love to entertain. Romeo's lover, how are you? Oh, thank you. The yard looks nice. Yes, very happy. I have somebody cutting my grass who I trust in my absence, and I'm wearing a collared shirt to look respectable for the evening.
Gave you $2.
And DJ, thank you for your donation. You are very generous. I resent Dan the story 3 times with a tapeworm in it. Oh my God, that's the last recording.
Another new
I
subscriber.
asked for your story. Nah, I don't want to do that right now. I'm going to do something else. I'm pushing it. I guess you're going to have to offer something to him to get him to put it on the podcast.
Let me see.
Yeah, he likes bottoms. Cheers. Bottoms up, Neal. 29 today. I feel refreshed with a sense of place in this world and a new perspective. You're just realizing you're going to die one day, Neal. That's the whole thing. Now you're realizing you're going to die, but you still have a lot of years ahead of you. 29. It's just getting started. No, I'm just being horrible, Neal. Happy birthday to you. Michael Stewart, thank you very much for your support. And the spirit of the Wolf Bush Wiccan, thank you very much. And I'm glad you're liking my videos. Somebody said I was avant-garde. Avant-garde. I love that. That somebody would think I'm avant-garde, because I am definitely avant. I just don't know if I'm guard. I'm definitely off of the normal trails. Ha ha ha, you are, says. Yeah. Thank you, Alanya. Thank you. Non-venomous. Mega.
You got bit by a
Gigantor. Who got bit by the snake?
snake. Neal.
Sorry, Neal. Did you suck the venom out yourself?
He said it was non-venomous.
Oh, non-venomous. Well, I'm glad that they didn't ask me if I would suck it out of your ass where you got bit, because I would have had to think about it a couple times. If you just would clean yourself after using the toilet, Neal. Some videos are relaxing, Jenny. And some are exciting. Like, how about my urbex, where I discovered the owner of this property had a little old house in the middle of a field and a little warehouse and a little barn.
Good stuff.
Thank you,
Oh,
Chris.
she's drinking Grey Goose.
I am drinking bourbon and water. The bourbon is so cheap, I don't want to say the brand. Grey Goose, cheers. A man who knows a good brand. Oh, blow for fly girl dies as a snake. That would be a fitting end. But I was really thinking more of the portrayal of Goldblum in The Fly and Brindle, Brindlebot, Brindlebug, whatever the person's name, remnant of that. Yes, Sam, you had more of that Knob Creek, and
Said she's
is it
not
growing on you?
right above Sam.
Jen, thank you very much. Love to you, hon. Thank you very much. Like a tumor. Kristen, do you like Knob Creek? I like Knob Creek, but this guy's comparing it to drinking the contents of a malignant tumor.
Fruit Bat County has to go.
I'm sorry, Jenny. Well, I'm glad you could come for a little while. And please have a nice rest of your evening until we meet again. Thank you, Juan. I love you all. So fun. Snail Guts, how are you? Arnold Ziffel. Kendra, hello. I really don't know what my travel plans would be other than going up to Philadelphia to go to Fort Mifflin with Dan. That's the first thing I think I'm going to get a chance to do. DJ Infinity asked me to tell Dan he is not in the next erotica because it's okay if you get raped by a skunk ape. But it's not okay if Dan is in it, so he can read it. Oh my God, that would be hilarious to make Dan read. And let me sit back and laugh at him. I'd enjoy that for a change. Thank you, Meg Death Gigantor. We love to share time and our humor as much as we have.
Say hi, Megan.
Hi, Megan. Lauren. Roy Quitter. Elizabeth. Our soul. Hello, Holland. How are you over there in Holland? How are the tulips? Are they already done or are they still beautiful? Let's see what else I can get into. I'd love to stay, but I need to go to bed. Oh, that was Fruit Bat Jenny over in Australia. So if she's still there, sweet dreams, honey. All right, I think I scanned from the bottom. I know, the birds here are great. That's a nice thing about my little neighborhood here. I was reading about it actually. Facebook group just started and I joined, and it was really interesting history about the beginning of this little area here. The Susquehannock Indians. This used to be their stomping grounds. Did you know that? Thousands of years ago, this was inhabited by the Susquehannocks. Thank you, Lacey's Vlogs. Hello, Rick. Late to the party, but here. Everybody say cheer to Lacey for joining. Lacey, cheers to you on. I should wear a respirator out here? No, it's okay. Is that the granddaughter? Nope. Oh, okay.
Park.
She's already parked. So Dan had a couple of Patreon subscribers talking to him and how they enjoyed coming over to watch the boring cocktail hour with Rick. It was really nice and boring.
Say that again?
Yeah. What do you think? Am I boring you all?
What was it? Dan got bored by watching?
No, a fan of a new patron
Oh,
comes here for the first time. Sad and boring.
well, tell him don't come back.
Well, I know. It's just, it's so hard to take. What did you say? Make sure you read the erotica, Rick. You're the best at it. I love going over the Susquehanna River. What's for dinner? You do really? Well, I mean, there's a place we would go camping called Susquehanna State Park here in Maryland, which is a place I'd go. Oh, not boring in the slightest. What a legend. Thank you, Sue, from Finders Beepers. I appreciate it. And I had another one in here, didn't I? I'm going to have to troll. DJ Infinity, but there was somebody else, I think, up here, and I didn't.
Christian Armando said that was my brother who said that.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
Remind me, say what?
Kristen Armano. That was my brother who said that. With
But-
a bunch of smiley faces.
But what did he say? I'm
That
forgetting.
you were, the guy that Dan talked about said you were.
Oh, you're kidding me. Oh, oh, they're on here now. I got it. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can be less boring. So I'm going to try to do a couple special things tonight. First, I'm going to hang inverted from the ceiling of my front porch. And I'm going to swing back and forth in front of the camera. And when you see me come into view, I'll say things to you while I'm upside down.
Finders Beepers give you $4.99, whatever it is.
How are you doing? It's pretty warm up here. I'm really next to the floor joist.
Is that funny?
I hit my head over there. And the thing would swing, and then it would hit something, it would break, and I would be on the ground like that. So, you know, that's why I can't be too exciting here. I'm not an aerialist. I'm not talented. Well, in my own ways, I have some little talents.
What's for dinner?
We had rotisserie chicken in one of those Emerald Lagasse air cooker machine thingies. They're expensive as heck. My mother bought it for my wife as a gift for Mother's Day. She's trying to learn how to use this technology. Not all boarding is bad, especially the boring project. Okay, I'm not familiar, but I should check out the boring projects.
I tie in honor of you and Brennan.
Oh, that's excellent. Mai Tais. You can't have but a couple of them. They're so sweet, but Juan said, lame-o. I don't get those things, somebody else says here. Air fryers are awesome. I find these cocktail hours pretty relaxing. Boring could be an adjective for fun, right? It's all in your perspective. The whole thing here I like is that not only are people trying to send me a message, but you all are chatting amongst yourselves when you're in the chat room. So just me turning this on gives you guys this chance to interact with people that otherwise you don't have a lot of opportunity to do that unless there's a live broadcast. I wish there was a way I could create a chat room that could be off of a website, and anybody could chat any time they wanted to, if that was something they like to do. Zoom, well, sure, people can do Zoom, but I mean something I could have that everybody could just go click into.
I get tired of it.
Thank you, DJ. What do I feed my tapeworm? Basically, everything I eat and drink. It's not too picky, so it lets me pretty much dictate what I eat. Just if I don't drink it or eat enough, it starts to bitch. But as long as I'm eating enough, yes, I could. So I used Discord today, and I really didn't even know what the heck I was doing. And I also tried to use WeTransfer.com. And, that was odd, especially being such a large file. It's nice staying awake at night. If you stream on Twitch, people can subscribe to you for, oh, wow, $5 a month, and you can chat when, oh, okay. The word is relaxing. My tapeworm does get drunk and acts up.
More?
That's good.
Okay.
Get out of there. Did you see that? You bastard. He's all wet now. As soon as she got the ice in there, he took a drink. So you know that there was a guy selling a tapeworm, Rick's tapeworm action doll. I'm not shitting you, really. It was available. Somebody on Twitter shared it. Well, there is probably a Dan Bell Discord, but as yet there's not a Discord from me. I guess I'm discordant. All right, Discord. I keep seeing about it. Yeah. We used it to do it live chat. So I don't know if other people could theoretically sign on and watch the host and several guests as they talk live.
Somebody wants to know what is Discord?
I really don't know. It's some kind of communication platform for. It's only really good for two people. Oh, okay. So I don't know what it is. But they were using Discord in the UK. Four people. Oh, is it? Does he come alive? Discord is voice. What did Neal say? I got to go back and look at this. Come on, what did Neal say? All the way back that far? I waited until 8 for this. I timed it and all. Oh, God. Did you really? And for his birthday, this is what he chose. I'm deeply honored that Neal chose Rick Serra live. Just, what can I do, Neal? I have just appointed Neal Dawson a moderator Neal, you're now knighted with special power and responsibility. You see people being inappropriate, harassing, sexually inappropriate, or racially inappropriate, whatever you know is not right, you intervene and shut them up. If you have to, you can give them a timeout for a short period of time. In extreme situations, but don't overuse your power. To be balanced is to be strong.
I really haven't seen anybody on here that
I
should be.
know. I would have kneeled to think that this was such a tremendous knighting ceremony because it's very important role. There's people floating around there that if you notice, they have a little symbol
Yeah.
next to their name. Looks like a
Wretch.
wrench. And now Neal's got the lovely blue wrench by his name. And his name is in blue, where everybody else is a faded gray. It's like, feel the force, Neal. Feel it deeply. Feel it deeply in your bowel. Let the harmonic signals quiver your kundalini into compliance.
Don't you go down there?
It could be a jackhammer. Thank you, Arnold Ziffel, for the hammer idea. You feel it within yourself.
It's like the force.
Now, if you have to, go with it to the bathroom because you will have to defecate more now that you're a moderator. All this emotional energy will transfer itself into bodily waste. So without haste, go and drop some paste.
You crack yourself up.
Oh my God. Oh, drop some paste. So, we continue to work on the concept of doing some little merchandise for Rick Sarah on YouTube and Rick Sarah. And progress is moving along. We are not sure what we'll be bringing forth first,
No calendar choice.
but things were a little disheartening when we got pricing for something like a calendar. Uh,
Air costs would be.
it would make our cost would be $15, $17 per calendar, plus shipping, plus maybe make it a couple of dollars, because that's what you do when you sell that kind of stuff. So thank you, Lauren, thank you, thank you. It's actually 19. Was this 79? Oh, okay. I must have said that in another story, because I was born in 59, but I must have said I got the tapeworm in 79. I'm sure people
Oh, yeah.
hold on to my bullshit stories somehow, and they know it.
You weren't born with it.
I wasn't born with the tapeworm.
You didn't have it. when
I
you got
acquired
married.
it. Yes, it was a bad Boy Scout trip.
Oh, you had it when we got married?
Yes.
You never told me. You didn't disclose that. You didn't disclose you had a tapeworm when we got married.
Yeah. My patrol leader, Sammy. He he was a weird dude, man. He made us all eat a little dried up piece of his poo poo. So we'd all be connected together like blood brothers, but we would be poop brothers. So all seven of us took a piece of his dried poo poo and drank it down.
God, you're an idiot.
And apparently my piece must have had a tapeworm baby in it.
When did you take off your pants and say you had a small wee wee? What episode?
All the time.
No. What ADR episode?
I took off my pants
Daddy's heart.
in the second season, first 5 episodes. I forget the name. It was.
Frank, I want to get kicked off when he talks about it too.
Yes. This is called The World According to Rick. I just make it up. Oh, I was in a hot tub with Will first, you know. Yes, and then I also got to go Feces Brothers. Oh, God. So, there was a couple of even shower scenes. Recently, Dan scrabbed up one from season 2 when we were in Cleveland, where I'm using a piece of tile and I'm faking that I'm scraping his back and then washing him with a cloth. So, and he was supposed to also do it back to me. I guess Dan cut that out just so that you saw the part where I'm doing Brennan, of course. Yeah, Dan likes to pick those things for clips. After the first season, there almost wasn't a second season. We did like 18 episodes, maybe even 19. One got ruined by problems with sound during the recording of the episode. Can't do much about that. But then the second, there's an actual episode, a missing episode with Will and I from season 1 that's never been released. Guess what? It's going to be released after all this time on Patreon. Guess what else is coming? After the last live edited recorded episode in West Virginia, there'll be a best of ADR.
Somebody said, do you get any money from ADR merchandise?
No. No, I don't make money from anything but Patreon.
You don't make money from Patreon.
Yeah, I get paid
But
a small salary, but I don't get any large amount of
you
money.
don't get anything from the merchandise for ADR. The
No.
question was, okay.
No, anything that he sells, the keychains, etc., I'm not getting anything for that. That's Dan's. And then he's, using that to pay a lot of bills, and then he's using Patreon money to pay for equipment and like banking money for the Las Vegas trip. But I get a little begging money, I guess you could call it.
DJ Infinity wanted to know if you got the article that he sent to me. The answer is yes.
Yes. Got your article, DJ. Thank you very much. Sorry I didn't see that. Yes, it's none of anybody's business. But, I'm retired and funded by a retirement. And Dan's like a lot of you people. He's working now. And you got to pay the bills.
We have to pay the bills.
We have to, but we got lucky to be in a position that we could have earned a pension.
I agree.
And that you had work that was creditable to help you with your Social Security, so that together, my pension, her Social Security, we have no problem with money. We're not rich, but we're fine.
Bills. We have the house and that's it.
Right. Signed headshots, why not?
We don't want to go broke.
The thing is, what do we actually pick to sell, if we do? that is something that people want, that is the key. Picking the right thing. So we hope we do. We have a couple things we think are going to be, and it's
No,
not
DJ.
Rick Sarah's underwear is not included.
No. DJ, I was a procurement officer for a Maryland state agency.
My wife used to be involved in putting together contracts for multi-million-dollar projects involving logistics, legal issues, printing, soup to nuts. A lot more than just supply closet.
No, I'm not cleaning his department.
No, we're looking at, she's already talked with me about it, but that she might help him to make sure he packs his stuff properly so that he can find everything when he gets to the new place. And so he can find stuff in the future that he has put into storage. She handled major moves in a building, so she certainly can help one person with the contents of their little apartment get organized. Yes, she's, look at how she keeps me straight. So, that's amazing right there. Yeah, I know. If you wanted to help, free transportation, put you up, of course. Yes, Marissa. Good women are great, period. And I recognize that women are such a important part of our race, the human race. The mothers are really more important than the fathers.
Oh, I don't agree with that.
Well, first you need to be nurtured and loved and cared for. That's the mother.
That's also
And then
the
hope-
father.
Well,
That is
yeah,
not
but then the
one-sided.
father hopefully is going to also bring some other things to the table to help with development of even just basic understanding of working around the house, repairing little things. Not that girls can't do this, of course. And the little daughter could do the same thing with dad. My daughter runs her own company, does painting, and she's a licensed home improvement contractor. You can see in the back of me, there is a driveway with a white van. I guess that's on your left.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then there's a gray car parked behind that, close to the street, going downhill.
That's Tom's.
Yeah, that's my daughter. That's her house. That's her work van. That's her ladders. That's her house. And her 3 beagles. You heard the beagle barking. That was a beagle. Kendra, I'm glad you didn't. That would be horrible. Can't miss this tradition. So this tradition, we're at 130 people, folks. So I don't think there's a problem with people wanting to come to my cocktail hour. I think that is very well proven to be a place where people like to come. And I'm so happy about it. Who'd have thunk? It was actually a couple of fans who suggested to me when I wasn't doing any kind of live stream and in messages, you should do this, Rick. You should do like a live cocktail hour or something. People need something like that right now. So April, I finally got on the stick and started doing them. And I've actually grown subscribers as a result of that. So it's been great that people like to come and be a part of this. And that also I've grown my subscriptions by, I don't know, maybe 1,000 people. So I think that's tremendous.
What was your favorite motel that
Thank
you
you, Silver Stacks. Thank you so much. What was my favorite one?
favorite motel that you reviewed with Danny Boy?
My favorite motel with Danny Boy is in Miami, the fun place,
Oh,
the jungle room, with the Mai Tais, with the tub, with Brennan and myself in the tub, the crazy shower, that if you haven't seen that episode from season two, you've got to go and look for the jungle room from season two. Caveman Rick. I think that was one of the most fun episodes we ever did. It was actually a room that was rated as a 4, making it the best room we ever looked in. So there's a couple reasons why I think that that's the best room of all. And there's the person right there saying the same thing about that. Uh,
oh,
well,
you do need to.
it's Dan's show, you know. It's Dan's show. He created the whole thing,
And I think he is a good part of it.
and he adds banter to it. Mostly it's just his stupid laughter, but he does say things as well.
And he does all the work
And he
putting it
does,
together.
he puts all the editing together, but now that he got a new computer, he's saying that what took him 16 hours, he's doing in 6 hours. So he doesn't have much of an excuse anymore. I have to remind him of that when he asks me what I bring to the show. Water, snacks, beer,
Somebody went
the
down there
comedy.
and start doing new episodes. Gotta wait for
Yeah.
COVID to.
What I'm actually waiting for, and it's going to happen, Dan is going to go away, and that might be the time that some motels start to open up again. So I've had an intention to do something as far as Rick's ADR Live, and I will try to get Cochise Brooks on those.
Because he's local.
Well, also, he's part of the ADR family. So it would be Cochise and Rick Serra doing live ADR. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Yes, goat cheese.
As long as
So I think the two of us could do a good job just with the black light and our knowledge, and let him do more of the physical, brutal stuff. As I'm aging, folks, I'm trying to preserve it so I can make it to 100. So I can do this for another 40 years. Yes, he is. And it's curious how, we crossed paths, but it was all around trying to save the heritage of a home in Baltimore where his, actually, he's great grandfather. It's a great grandfather, actually, to Cochise,
cat
Cap Calloway. He's the grandfather of his father. So, Rick's on fire. Oh no. So, I think that would be great, and that's something I've thought about. I would actually like to do some other things, maybe even if I get to keep holding the equipment while Dan's in or Ecuador. I'd like to try to do some paranormal stuff, and if Cochise is interested,
Stop, drop, and roll a dude.
okay, I'll do that. So that would be one thing I want to do. I have a show. This would be going a little more serious when I start to put these out. I still haven't put out the first one. I know I've talked about it long enough.
What?
But these will be more of documentary style and trying to show you something that is either very interesting or it could be a little bit scary, a little spooky, something different.
Have fun! You look beautiful!
That's my granddaughter going out with her boyfriend. And you see the lights of the car. Isn't that right? Yes.
Which
My,
one, Dad?
my granddaughter will be 19 in a couple of weeks, right?
29.
The 29th. Yes, my granddaughter. And as you can see, they're right across the street.
Kendra said you
Yes,
can't be that old.
That's
can.
so nice, Kendra. Yeah, I was 21 when my daughter was born, and her daughter was born when she was
19 or
19
20.
or 20. So that's how you do it. So we're like trailer trash, you know. We just keep having babies, younger and younger. You didn't know that, yes? Get her done. Have another one, and another one. So, so I'm really proud because my granddaughter is going to be 19 and she still hasn't been knocked up. So we're doing really well.
Stop!
Yeah, we're in Baltimore County, just outside of Baltimore City, and I'm in an area that's known as Parkville. One word. Yes, I did.
I was married at 18, divorced at 21.
My wife started this game at 18, got married, got divorced at 21, and then she waited till she was 30.
9, I think.
No,
We
no,
got
you
married
weren't that old. You were 35 or 36.
when we met.
1990, how old were you? 37.
Okay, 37.
Alanya, thank you for coming by. It was great to have you. You know a gal from Maryland, and she never had a red hot dog.
What? I thought all hot dogs were red.
Yeah, what color are hers? We use red dye number 4 in Baltimore.
California, Maryland, where's that?
That's over in southern Maryland.
That's where Neal's from.
Neal, you're from California. Okay, that's right. You told me that once. So Neal is hour and a half, hour 3/4 away from us, his old home. My daughter just was down to Calvert Cliffs State Park, and the park ranger was very rude.
Kylie was, not your daughter.
Kylie was, I'm sorry. Hello, Daniel Bell. How are you tonight, sir?
And he's new.
Thank you. He's a new.
He says, hello, I'm new, Daniel Bell.
Well, that's
So,
great.
I'm glad he said Daniel and not
Yes,
Dan.
yes. Daniel, my brother. I don't know the words. Do you feel the pain? The scars don't heal.
Oh, please don't sing.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Fuck you.
Quit pulling my little part on my armpit. You're making me scream. Oh no.
Oh, my arm's flapping.
Ah. Oh. Ghost video with what girl in the basement? Do you mean the one where we're talking to something in the basement? I don't know, Denny or Danny. Why you don't feel it should be recommended for you? You don't even know what it is. I have content on YouTube at Rick Sarah, and I am on This is Dan Bell on YouTube. I perform on multiple different videos under a show called Another Dirty Room, where we investigate dirty motels. And I do some other more either comedy or suspenseful projects with the creator, Dan Bell. So that's a little bit about who I am. And this is just a chance for people to get together and have a chat room, hang out,
Right.
have a drink, chill, relax, chat with people in the room. If you come back, you get to know people. And it's a good diversion from the pandemic, the politics, etc., because we try not to talk about either of those topics. So I'm actually in need of a drink.
What do you need?
A little bit of whiskey on top of that, and some little more ice cubes.
What about that?
What is that?
That's your drink.
Oh, that's. I forgot I had it. That's better. I have one. Never mind. Bourbon and water. That the third time I've seen someone say, "Why was this in my recommended?" At least it's views. Okay. Thank you, Neal.
How are you supposed to explain why something's in there recommended?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
people go on to any live they can get onto, especially on Twitter. And sometimes they just want to antagonize and mess around with
I
people.
don't think that's what these people are doing.
Okay.
They're just curious.
All right. Well, that's cool. On just my.
Mathis Mailer was in my recommended as well. So good. Hopefully
All right.
they like what they see.
You check my stuff out, man. I have some crazy little videos.
Daniel Bell is 16 from Canada.
Oh, okay, Daniel. And I have some ASMR attempts. I'll be coming back to that. I have some beautiful footage with a bunch of manatee that I'll be bringing your way in a nice little.
I like the one with the horses the best.
Yeah, the horses was amazing. So there is this show called Another Dirty Room. Yes, you got to look on the channel under Rick Sarah on YouTube. I have 10 ASMRs. I have a bunch of little bits and pieces. I have a couple karaoke performances on there. I have a few full-length videos, which are more of a half an hour size or so. And then I have some shorter videos around 10 minutes or less. So take a look, peek around in there. Doesn't take that long. I don't have a vast library, but and then I ask people to write to me at rick.adr@aol.com. That is a real email address, aol.com. Yes, I'll say it one more time, rick.adr@aol.com. So drop me a line. Tell me what you think about these. Throw me ideas. I've had people actually just totally spill out all these emotional things about their life. and how, I've touched them somehow and I've helped them get through tough times. And, you don't have to do that, but if you feel that way, I mean, I'm honored that that's the effect I've had on that individual. Life is hard. It's not an easy ride. You have decisions to make at every step of your life. And every time you make a decision, you either fucked up or you made the right one. And you don't know until later. So, I'm 60. I've been probably making those wrong choices for a long time.
I was one of the right ones.
But you definitely were one of the best ones. Picking you. So, take advantage of it if you wish. If it's not your cup of tea, thanks for popping in the room, even though it was a recommendation. No problem. May want to also go over to This is Dan Bell on YouTube and check him out. And then maybe if you like everything that you're seeing, you'll consider looking at patreon.com for $5 a month and subscribe to our special content only available for people on Patreon.
Juan Cantalina, I think he was new today. He goes, Rick, you are number one. I'm staying.
Thank you, Juan. Thank you very much. Dan does Quiet Time now exclusively on Patreon. He does.
Love Liquor Lies.
He put up an old, really horrible
Oh, no!
show
No!
or a series of like episodes that were from a television show like in the 70s. Just really stupid, over the top. And I was in that. That was from like 2010.
Give the name of it.
Love, Liquor, and Lives, or it used to be called Cancer Schmancer. But then we found out about Fran Dreicher having an organization for cancer fighters and survivors. So we changed the name from that to
And what about
Love,
Sandy
Liquor,
Gay?
Lies.
Is Sandy Gay on there?
Sandy Gay is on the feed.
Made you lose a job.
It made me lose an opportunity to go to a conference as an expert speaker, but you may go see it. The dreaded and overrated Sandy Gay experiment. It was an experiment in his basement. The two of us got together and we would do this all the time. What can we do? I don't know. Let's do this. So one night he came up with all these drug paraphernalia, little props, couple skulls, and put them on a table, put me in front of the back of a black screen, and we put up lighting, and we pretended like I was going to be the host of a talk show, and maybe this would become a thing we might do again, if it worked okay. Unfortunately, during recording, he pushed the record button and set it to off. So when I was doing some of my bit here, he wasn't recording. So we missed a little
said,
bit.
Love, Liquor, and Lies makes John Waters look like Lawrence Welk.
Are you serious?
I agree.
Oh my God. Well, that's a real high honor compared to like Pink Flamingos.
Somebody said Rick is like William Shatner, but cold.
William Shatner,
Is
like W.C. Fields, I get either. Oh my God.
oh, but William Shatner is your
I've always loved William Shatner in Star Trek. But then I loved him as T.J. Hooker and the other shows he did, even when he was a lawyer in that one show, whatever it was called. Yeah, I like my William Shatner. I'd love to somehow be able to talk to him or whatever, exchange a letter one day, but it's never going to happen. I'll never meet the great William Shatner. Even though
Donna
I really
and
wish I could.
Rick,
Huh?
Donna and Jason Fritz. Hey Rick, how can I get something signed for you for my ADR board since you're not selling merchandise right now?
Okay,
You will be in a month.
hold on to that thought. So, will it still be?
Oh, Romeo's lover has a migraine. He's gonna have to leave.
I'm sorry about that, Romeo's lover. I'm so sorry. Put a cold rag on your forehead, sir.
In the dark. You have to be in the dark.
In the dark. Cover
No
your eyes
darkness
with
in the
that
dark.
damn rag, too. But a cold compress, thoroughly wrung out, and then replace it with a nice wrung out cold rag as often as necessary. Or just take a nap. Well, it's the time some people actually, or at least the eastern part of the United States, would consider going to sleep. Not you all, of course, but some people might. It's 9 o'clock. It's after 9 o'clock at night. Or smoke a bowl. Perfect
What is
cue.
Rick's worst habit around the house? I'm trying to think of the worst one.
Putting a paper napkin in a plate that's got wet, gooey food waste. I do it to her all the time, and she screams every time I do it. So it's putting a paper towel that I might have blown my schnoz with on the plate after I'm done
Paper
eating.
towel, napkin, on
Yeah.
a plate of food.
Yes, whatever. It's the trash though. It's trash. I don't put it on food that I'm still eating.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
I know.
Arcel, you're really hanging in there. 3 a.m. in Holland.
Oh, wow.
I guess it's dark. Or do you have perpetual light in Holland during this time of year? Or at least a glow of dayness all night long?
Is that your Chevy truck?
Yes, that is my truck. Oh, I need to do two, one for the East Coast and one for the West Coast. So this would be like maybe the West Coast time, and then I have to have one at 5 p.m. Eastern time.
Juan's in Puerto Rico. It's 9:04. Same time.
Oh, it is.
You need a refresh?
No, I'm still good. Hanging in there. The glow of darkness. As we open the show, the old patriarch is sitting on a porch with
204 in Ireland.
the background is dark. A truck silhouetted in shadows. The frame of the top of a house and the trees. Eerily quiet.
Stop doing
The
dark
man
shadows.
sits in the chair and doesn't even look like he's moving his lips.
What is Darlene's worst habit?
Dolline's worst habit is picking her toes with her teeth.
You heard ass.
She doesn't do that.
I can't reach my mouth with my
Uh,
toes.
all right, so this is something that she does. I'm never going to end her of it. But a question for you is stated every time she asks me a question.
That's to make sure he's listening and can hear me.
I've told her before, please just say the question. I don't need the announcement, a question for you.
Because then I have to say it 2 times.
Well, now I understand the reason for a question for you. Why is it that husbands don't hear what wives say? Can anybody answer that question? Is it because we don't care? Is it because we're deaf? Is it a combination? Is it cannabis, sativa, or indica, or a mixture of the two?
Somebody said they're one.
Ha.
And you tune us out.
So we tune them. Does anybody else, male, married to a woman, do the same as I? I don't want to get into homosexual relationships because I bet it's even more complex. So help stay on my level as a orangutan and answer. Thank you. It's getting dark. And do a Rick's quiet time. I was starting to do that. But thank you, DJ, again for your generosity. Charles, thank you from your home in South Carolina. Well, thank you for saying that. He says that I'm the element that ties ADR together.
Oh, cool. I'm getting another one. Do you want me to freshen?
Freshen up. I'm not driving.
We have nowhere to go.
I got nowhere to go. So, thank you, Dan. And you know, for ADR, I think I'm not being braggart in saying that I understand that, and I think I take it as a responsibility that I have to bring something for every episode, and I don't know what it's going to be when it comes in front of me. But I said this the other night when I was looking in that freezer at the last episode we did. This episode is the first of the two from West Virginia. Thank you, Gus. Anti-hero, exactly. And Juan, thank you for saying that. Oh my God, Gary Baba Booey, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, we are prone to those damn things. And a friend of ours, actually a couple, they live right behind my mother's place in Seminole, Florida, and they got hit in April. They just got a roof on their house and had the demolition finished for getting out all the walls because you have to. Everything got wet. But there's unfortunately a pattern, just a weather pattern that is sort of built on the fact that this one highway goes directly east from the west coast where the storms start. And it's two dual highway spans of concrete and asphalt. They go east-west for 30 miles. And I mean, these are 4-lane highways, so the sun beating down on these highways creates this big heated area. And I think what happens is the storm just sort of gets attracted to and drawn into that heat as it comes off of the water, and it just rides it like a train, like on rails. I don't think my theory is too far-fetched. Oh, thank you, Juan. Rick. President. What a hard job. One of the most difficult jobs, if not the most difficult job in the entire world. But would you all agree with that? Very tough job.
What?
Presidency.
Oh, it is. Don't get into it.
Well, somebody nominated me to run for president. So
Hell no!
I'm honored by that thought, but I don't know how I would be as a president. I'd have good intentions, but I don't have the knowledge. If people didn't care, if I didn't know the name of somebody, and I could have a little book with me, and I could go,
Cat goddess, yes.
you know,
Prez, no.
bourbon with ice and a little bit of filtered water.
Are you
Well,
still
thank
in
you.
Florida?
Now, we're in Maryland, up the East Coast, Mid Atlantic. Paul, we left
Mason?
just before Mother's Day. Oh, you're beautiful, and you'd make a lovely first lady. Someone's
Thank you.
crab
That's
cakes.
what I'm
I had good crab cakes yesterday
saying.
from
No,
a
you had
place.
good crabs.
Crabs.
You had
I mean
steamed
crabs. I'm sorry.
Best crab cakes around.
Steamed crabs. Yesterday we got 3 dozen large crabs, and we shared them between the
5 of us.
5 of us, and we all had plenty. And then leftovers ended up going to my wife making Maryland style crab soup
The best crab cakes around are
in Maryland.
where in Maryland?
Where one of the best places to go to is called Coco's. Koco apostrophe S. Koco apostrophe S. It's in Baltimore.
It's in the city.
Yeah, it's in the Baltimore city area. If you look it up online, you can order them.
I'm sure it's expensive.
Yeah, Koco apostrophe S, Angela. Yep.
They are the best.
They're unbelievably good. If you think they're a little mild, then sprinkle a little Old Bay on top of the crab cake before you put it into your oven and heat it up for like 20 minutes in one broil.
No,
Just
it's
on bake.
at 400
400,
for about 25
25, 30
They
minutes.
give you the instructions.
They come with instructions. Each one comes in a nice plastic container, tight fitting lid. And I mean, it's like
Chinese container. Chinese food
like
container.
what would that be? A half pint?
Yeah.
A half pint container filled with crab
They're
cake.
12-ounce crab
It's
cake.
12-ounce crab cake. So just under 16 ounces, so it's got a little space in it.
Expensive, but worth it.
Oh, crabs. Spirit of the wolf bush wiccan. Different kind of crab.
Listerine will kill
So
'em.
sorry. Yeah, Listerine will kill those crabs. White wine hollandaise sauce sounds good. As long as you steam the crabs. You don't boil crabs. That sounds great, Normal. Yeah, that's a good old time. A place that would just have a place, to sell the crabs, and then the back they had steamer. Maybe they had it covered with a roof. That's about it, and they went to town. Oh, Laura Lee, because you guys used to love to eat crabs with him. Oh, God bless him.
We do crabs maybe every other year.
Yeah, we don't eat them a lot because
They're
it's
expensive.
pricey. We
Don't
paid
boil crabs.
we paid $80 a dozen.
78.
Well, kind of rounded up.
Yes.
Those crab cakes from Coco's, if you would go there and buy them, they're $25
About $25 each.
each. A quiet time, scary story. Thank you, DJ, for your donation.
Ever dig in your ear with a Q-tip? Every day.
I hate when I go too far. Oh,
I did once. Messed up my eardrum.
I do it a lot. What about music, hologram? I bought a couple new guitar chords. I don't know why.
I don't know why you bought them either.
No,
How
why
often do you
why
play?
guitar chords go bad so quickly? So I'm going to be enjoying that. I haven't even hooked them up yet. And so I do occasionally do a jam. Is that what your question was, hologram? But otherwise, on YouTube, I can't play anybody's music in the background because I'll get a trademark violation notice on the whole recording, and that isn't any good. You don't want that. Well, I want to thank DJ Infinity as far as number of donations, maybe total, and all others who contributed to me tonight. Thank you very much for your donations.
Somebody said on Dan Bell's video, comment paranormal videos are all false. Is that true? I'm not quite sure they're
Now, okay, something happened. I don't know where it came from, but Dan talked about it during the podcast, and due to previous things that have happened in the past, Dan had put out a video some time ago, and it was a thriller. It was intended as a thriller. And then he had some people questioning its authenticity. So he decided at that time, before he carried it any further, he let it be known that it was a thriller. It was an experiment in, you know, putting together a suspenseful thriller, and that he was able to pull it off, and that people reacted the way you would be to something that was scary. He felt that it was successful. But he revealed the truth about it, and he states that he planned to do so. And that was where he was hiding from a drug dealer inside of a house that was abandoned. Yes, I knew about the whole thing myself. So
That's the only one that
it was the only time he ever did that. He did it for this reason. When I mean that I knew about it, I mean I knew about the fact that he knew the people who owned the house that was about to be rehabilitated. He knew them, and they invited him to use it. The gentleman that was walking down the street, he stopped the person and he asked the man, "Would you like to be in a video?" And he paid the gentleman money. And the gentleman followed, and he did a spectacular job for that video. So, was it fake? No, it was film. Not everything is always portrayed or intended to be real. That was a well done piece of cinema, a little short video cinema of something that was a drama and a thriller. Apparently, people don't want to believe that's what it was, but I can attest to the fact that I knew about it before he even shot it. And then I found out about the little things like hiring the gentleman on the street who just was walking down the street at the time, and he called to him and he got him to become a part of the whole film. So, people can believe what they want, unfortunately, and that's what's going to happen.
Somebody said, how are you keeping the mosquitoes away?
We die. I have a screen tent in the back to hide.
We've had mosquitoes out here.
We haven't had too many in the front so far. There hasn't been a lot of water stagnating around that causes the growth of mosquitoes. So if you look in your whole area where you live and you see places where water is stagnating, it could be in a bunch of junk in someone's yard or whatever, that's where you get the mosquitoes. So you've got to police your own place. Or you might be growing them right in your own backyard under your deck if you don't look. But you're welcome for responding to that. I just want to say something else. That video that Dan put up was shot by me. I shot the video. I never got the footage from Dan. I was going to put it out on my own channel.
Which video?
Dan just put out this thing. You haven't seen it yet. I'm going to show you. It was a place we went to, and it was a long, left empty home in this area with other structures that were left behind, homes. And I'm not saying any more about the details of the place, because it's certainly not supposed to be a place anybody else goes to. It's supposed to be forgotten. And it's just being left alone. That's the way that the people who have the place want it to be. But, so we got to go to this location, and we got inside of that house, and we, was the three of us. It was Brendan and Rick and Dan doing ghost hunting together. And I tried to sell Dan on putting it up, but he was hesitant. And now I know why, because of this other video. I asked Brendan to do it. He was hesitant. That's not what he's into. Hello, Fatcorns, and hello, AJ, and who else just came on? Smarts, Crystal, Dr. Leonard. People might not have said the name of. So, I was trying to put together the footage from Dan's camera that I shot and footage that Brennan shot on his own camera.
Is this from New York?
And this is not, no,
Oh, one Buffalo.
no, no.
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
So, that never happened. Time has passed. I'm talking about 6 months or more. There's a bunch of footage I'm still waiting to get from Dan that I haven't gotten. I will be getting, but it's like my own footage from Buffalo I'd misplaced. He had it on his computer because I brought the files over and he stored them on his machine. So I have a backup that Dan has. I want the Buffalo files for the Buffalo ADR, Rick's ADR Buffalo, and to store them basically. Get rid of the ones I don't want and to store them all together. And then I have footage from a band I was a part of, and our initial band performance. The whole reason we got together was for a lady who was retiring from the state of Maryland government. She had like 49 years of service. So we agreed, it was myself and two other guys. We all were working together inspecting healthcare. We were certified to do Medicare certified surveys. And we had different jobs. I'm the environmental safety and health kind of person. They were both registered nurses. So I played bass guitar, and the other nurse played guitar, and gentleman played drums. And we did a three-piece, and we worked up a set of Motown and older kind of pop songs. And he has a recording of this. So I can't wait to get my hands on this, because it's a good chance I will try to post something on my page, on my channel.
Big Dems, I seen you went to the Express in NOLA. I stayed there. Do they still use an old school key that you need to turn in each time you leave?
Yes, Empress requires that. Isn't that a crazy thing? Blackburn. Are you kidding? You're really from Blackburn? Ken? I just recorded on Finders Beepers on their for their next podcast. I'll be on the Finders Beepers podcast Sunday. I think you must know Finders Beepers. They're in your backyard, right there, Ken. So, so that was that house we did. I shot all the footage. This is Dan Bell's new ghost thing, and everything that happened. Of course, I was present, and it was really real. I mean, it was everything that happened is what you see. The equipment going off, our reactions, our discussion. Believe it or not, if we're doing this and I'm leading, basically, I was leading that, and I was directing things be happening, and I called for things, asked questions and such, because Brennan was more passive about it, and Dan was just sort of interested, but not really interested in leading.
He
So
doesn't believe.
'cause he
but
does-
he's scared like scared
yes,
shit.
so you noticed who was scared and who wasn't scared in this video. I'm not scared of this. I want to experience it. I've had a few opportunities. I'd really love something to scare the bejesus out of me, but I have never had a full-bodied apparition appear to me. I haven't seen a shadow person, unfortunately. I'm very adept at when I record with a digital recorder and I review, I find lots and lots of interesting things. And somebody mentioned a little while ago, on YouTube, you can go to RHS Paranormal. All that's my material. It's been cut off from even me, but it's hanging out there. So you could look up RHS Paranormal and listen to the recordings that are up there. All the recordings were made by me, possibly Dan, or another guy, Andrew, because we shared the recordings. And
That's when you first met me.
that's when I first met Dan. So you take a look at this and you listen to these recordings. It's not that one, Anna. It's all one word, no spaces, lowercase, RHSPARANORMAL, all one word. Somebody tried to correct or create RHS Paranormal like separate. It wasn't me. I don't know who did that. Okay, well, Lauralee, yep. So, Dan and I have been playing around not that long, not 25 years, but since 2008. So, 12. Just about 12 years this summer. We met, I think it was August of 2008. 12 years long enough? Okay. So go to RHS Paranormal, anybody who's interested in hearing creepy stuff. All these recordings is amplified. There's no special effects. I didn't know how to do all that back then. I was barely able to find the recording, then get the recording on my computer, then find the little part that had anything interesting using a program called Audacity, which is a shareware program. It's still out there.
Somebody wants to know what the H stands for in their name.
Richard Harding Sarah Jr. HARDING. I have no idea what.
You were named after your dad.
Well, my dad got that last name because my grandmother thought that a poet whose last name was Harding was a good writer, so she. Yes, I know. Hologram. How convenient is that? Richard Harding again and again, right?
Daddy's hard again.
I know. I've been putting up with this stuff. I was a chubby kid. So to make fun of me, they would call me Sarah Lee Light Desserts. Yes, they thought that would really crush me, calling me a snack pie.
Oh, you were a chunky kid.
When I was 10, 11, 12, I wore husky pants. Pikesville. Well, that's just the other side of the Beltway from us, little girl. Oh, yeah, Druid Cemetery? Oh, well. Rick.adr@aol.com. Maybe I could think of something else. You know, a long time ago, I came up with an idea, and I have 0 contracts. And it was something like, I'll go to a party for you, I'll be at your party. I forget how much I said it was going to be,
I can look it up.
but whatever. I had a couple of people inquire at first, and then nobody else. And they stopped replying anymore. They let it die. So at Rick dot and the Rick can be lowercase, to be honest with you. All upper, all lower. Don't mix them up.
It doesn't make a difference.
Doesn't
With
matter?
Email, you can type it in any way. It
You
goes.
want? It could be either upper, lower, dot,
As-
upper, lower,
I'm gonna
at-
upper lower you.
case. Ow! I let her do it. I didn't want her to hurt herself. Oh, gosh. Well, this has been
Crazy
really
Nicole, you're
fun.
right. It's not case sensitive.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, I'm glad it's not case sensitive, so it makes it easy for all of us. Yes, that's my fan mail email address. So please write me if you'd like, and I will reply. And I will share the wisdom of ages with you.
That's right, hologram.
What did he say?
Uppercase, lowercase, upper, lower, dot, lower, lower, upper, at, lower,
Yeah, right.
upper, lower, dot,
Um,
upper, lower. Hilarious.
Is there a place called Blackpool? Just Blackpool.
I have no idea.
So the one person is there, and
Parcel said, can I send a picture? Sure. Depends on what it is.
maybe Wilshire for the others. Blackpool, okay.
Deadpool?
So whatever. If you don't know who they are, Finders Beepers. Look on Patreon.com. Finders Beepers. They're on Patreon. They have video that they've been taking for quite a period of time. They do urbex, and they're a couple of just crazy guys having fun. Quite similar to some other people you like. So
I'm gonna do his ear.
you may enjoy the UK version almost of an ADR. Their main man, Matt, eats everything. He makes me look squeamish. I said, for example, Matt, what have you eaten? Well, like one episode, there was a dead spider on the floor next to the toilet where it would have been sprayed with urine. So I ate one of them.
What did you do?
Yes, he did. He ate it. He, on this recording for the podcast, he pulled out a bar of soap. I pulled out a bar of my Jade soap.
That's a good boy.
He opened up his bar. It was from Greece. He starts chewing it. And I mean, it's a thick bar, small but thick. And he gets the spot, like in the middle of the top. And he eats the soap. And then he's trying to swallow the soap. He swallows it. He's washing it down with some kind of a beer from Europe, of course. I'm not shitting you. So that's one reason to watch their broadcast of this podcast is just to watch this guy, Matt, eat soap.
Boy.
No, he put it down with beer, and then he didn't even clean his mouth out. He said it was in his teeth. It was stuck up inside of the little dentition of his teeth.
Well, DJ, if anything, you want to know if June's taken another shower yet.
Oh, no. She has not, DJ. We thought about her a lot. We just passed the anniversary of her passing and her birthday, which was the day after that. That was last weekend. So, it's just unfair to me because she didn't even know what was going on, and the doctor she had was a quack. That's about all I can say. Pee-pee pants. Thank you, Monica.
That feels like me right now. Your mom doesn't
And the
have
chicken. Like I said, it was motel chicken time. Yes, it was. Here I was in West Virginia, West by God, Virginia, and I had to have me some chicken. And when I saw that chicken in the freezer, it was motel chicken time. I just broke it free with my screwdriver, with my flathead, and put it into the microwave. It was a delectable delight. Who knows how long it'd been part of the freezer frost in that hotel. Thank you, Monica M., so much. My cocktail tonight is just bourbon and water. One of my favorite bourbons is Jim Beam or Old Granddad. And then sometimes when I'm on a budget, I get something called Early Times. And it's not that bad. That's what I'll say about it. I won't say it's a tremendous bourbon, but it won't make you vomit. I've never heard of such a combination, Meditation Zone. Bourbon and root beer. Yeah, I've had Evan Williams. That's another, not as good, but it's okay. George Dickel. Southern Comfort, we're getting into the liqueurs, I think. And I used to like a whiskey liqueur that I don't even know if it's made anymore. It was called Jeremiah Weed.
Jeremiah was a bull for her.
And it was sticky. The bottle, apparently the tops were not closed very tightly. And you ended up getting some of the whiskey on the outside of the bottle. But it is a liqueur, so it's very sugary. Yes, eggnog with Southern Comfort, that's fine. I like any kind of whiskey with eggnog. Oh, the El Rich Motel, a place from the past. You know, the El Rich has some better rooms. They have the rooms that we've gone to for doing the show, and then we've gone back and did one room that was actually nice.
How, is it Lorelei or Lorelei? Is it Lorelei?
I would
L-E-Y.
say Lorelei.
Oh,
Lorelei, is that right?
she's a vodka girl. Deep Eddy, must try. Deep
But
Eddy, must try.
you gotta try Deep Eddy's
Vodka.
vodka in the plain flavor. They have it in all these different flavors, but you can also just get Deep Eddy's in regular old vodka unflavored. And try to compare it to Tito's. You'll be quite impressed. And it costs a little less. Here's a tip from Rick.
Crazy Nicole loves Deep Eddy. Yay!
All right, Nicole is a smart lady.
Eddie, not Betty. Eddie with an E.
Eddie was the name of the person who had.
No, Deep Eddy. She didn't know if I said Betty or Eddie.
Well, there's a crazy Nicole who said Deep Eddy.
Yes. And Neal Dawson just said Deep Eddies.
You know about that too, Neal? Ah. You never heard of Southern Comfort, Dr. Leonard? Well, yeah, Southern Comfort is, like I said, it's like a liqueur of a whiskey. It's very sweet, very smooth. You can
Ooh.
sip it. It's really good. I find when it's cold. It's like Rumpelmillen's peppermint schnapps. Rumpelmillen's. That stuff is not just sugar like the Kuiper. It is just so strong.
Ooh. Somebody ate a toad when they were tripping in their younger days. Yuck.
Well, I'm looking at doing something, Juan. I mentioned this before. I'm. What the hell was this? Mr. M. Hello there. What is this? This is
What?
unbelievable. This is like the largest donation I have ever received. And
Or
I
ever
mean,
will.
ever will probably, but my God. Thank you so much. I guess you like my stuff. Wow.
You got that? What in the hell?
I'm not worthy. Thank you so much. Well deserved. Oh, thank you for saying that. Thank you, Michael Stewart. Says, hello, Dolline. How are you?
I'm doing fine.
Or how are
Michael.
ya? Mr. X. Unbelievable. Going back, guys, I think I got another donation in here and I missed.
I don't think so.
No?
You got Mr. M. Big ass donation. Been quite a while. No, I don't think you missed anybody.
Okay.
Unless they came in when I wasn't here. Did you get Monica?
Just now?
No, earlier. Monica, $5. Love you, Rick. Love your vids. What's your cocktail?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
All right, I'm caught up.
What's the M stand for, Mr. M?
Oh, it's really? Oh, okay.
$9, not 200. I don't care. It's so
Well, it said 200 on there. It looked like it to me.
MX $200.
That's what it looks like to me, but maybe it's 9. It's maybe some other denomination. Okay.
Hey, it got
It's
her blood pressure up.
8.
Yay!
Still, thank you so much.
$9 is
$9 is
$5.
almost a whole bottle of that early time.
Yep.
Here we go on senior discount day.
Mexican one. Yes.
Money is money, but if I'm reaching MX and MX is in Mexico or somewhere in South America, God bless, man. And thank you so much. Yes, it was, Neal. Another thrill. Oh, Miss Saucy Gringo, thank you. Thank you, DJ. Did you ever go to Horn and Horn? Of course.
Yes.
For years, it used to be a place that my grandmother would want to go, so we would go there like as a family.
I think Kylie's coming.
Michael Stewart, I guess I did see that.
Get her. Get her.
So, joining the broadcast looks like my granddaughter Kylie. So, there she is.
There I am.
Thank you, Mr. M. Oh man, you're from Acapulco, Mexico, and you're a big fan. That is tremendous. So, I have finally gotten into Mexico. I got over the border.
Hey, Tom. We have enough.
Tom.
Have a seat.
I got over the border. I'm into Nirvana now.
We went and did a workout
Oh, you did there.
at the middle school,
Oh.
in the tennis court.
So that last one was a real good donation. 2,000 ended up giving me like 100. That is tremendous. That was like $100.
We saw it came up to.
So we try. That's a loot for me, definitely.
He's been
I don't
for an hour.
I don't even beg for anything. I tell people normally that, please, it's my pleasure to be here, but it's now my pleasure to receive. So thank you very much tonight.
He was on the way, so I had no idea that
Yes, I got a total of $182 tonight. So thank you all very much. And I'm sorry that this stream is so late to get these great people. So I have to stick around a couple more minutes to just at least be here with everybody. Because
They sent me this.
so what
So you go to the tennis court and
what we usually have going on at some point during these broadcasts is I try to ask if there are questions, and there have been sporadic questions, but why don't we open up the floor right now, especially to Mr. X or anybody else?
Why don't you tell me what it is?
Would you like to pose a question of me? Please go forward and let's
it's just a workout.
talk.
what do you call it?
Thank you, Matthew.
It's 30 seconds jumping.
Laura Lee, thank you.
30 seconds.
What is my hat size?
A 30-second rest. And then
You know what your hat size is?
I have no clue.
I think it
And
would be
30
the
seconds
same
each.
size as him.
Big ass head
And then
size.
30 seconds.
Big head,
burpees,
big head.
And then a 1-minute break. And then we do it 8 times.
Wow.
How do I create an orb?
You've got a big head. Your mom even said when you were born you had a big head.
If you're trying to create an orb, I don't know. Turn your camera into light
Can't
at an angle deliberately to try to create some kind of extra reflection in lenses, so it looks like you're getting an orb. Look right into a heavy light and watch through the viewfinder until your eyes see blue dots.
well, we didn't give your name.
It is a big brain in this big head,
He said,
but it's also filled with a gelatinous goo to protect the brain inside, so when it bounces around it doesn't get damaged.
who is they? Who is they?
Well, we have one more episode from season 3. Season 3 is the specials. So we went to several special locations. It's not a super long season. I would call it almost a half season, but it's what it is. So we did Buffalo, New York. We did New Orleans, Louisiana,
Spending the night.
and we did West
You
Virginia.
know how I figured that out?
That's our
Because you put pulled into the
specials.
driveway, said, "No, I ain't doing this
The
again."
next
Came back out.
location we're
That's what I
looking at
told
trying
her.
to get
She was
to
like, "You can park
is
there." I'm like, "No."
Las Vegas.
She didn't work today.
And if we get to Las Vegas, there'll be multiple episodes at that location. I can see that being 3, possibly 4 episodes in Las Vegas. Definitely take advantage of being out there.
That's what we thought.
2015.
For my channel, I
Who knows?
am trying to get out freely,
I thought it was
and
Mr.
hopefully that's coming soon so I can go to different locations. I'm going to
$100.
work on my my series that I still have to edit and release the first episode. Another odd place I want to get into, trying to do some more interesting locations with a history that have some kind of a story of a phenomena or a ghost story or something similar. UFO, whatever, cryptid, creature, you name it. It's going to be any kind of oddity in that series. And then I'm going to be continuing to do little short films just to put together a little funny. Rick's bits basically is what I call these. So they're not like any specific topic area. They didn't come from
Hey,
anywhere.
girl!
And I have Rick's ASMR that I'm going to put together, which will be the manatee of Florida. So that's going to be coming out in the summer. And
Just doing a
definitely
cocktail
the Atlantic City was a place we went to. We could have added that as a special from season 2, but we'd already shot it back then. We would like to try to get to different destinations. One destination also will be Ecuador. We're trying to get over to Ecuador and maybe even should shoot some footage of different either abandoned archaeological or natural locations when we're down in Ecuador. So that's something else I'd like to get into. That's probably talking the next 6 months, all I just described. Yes, we're going to be going to Guayaquil. Guayaquil. Can you pronounce it better than me? That's the name of the area, the town we'll be going to. Ooh, giving me goosebumps. Ooh, baby. All right, we're going to end this recording right now, and I'm going upstairs. See you later. Thank you, Charles, 1968. God bless you and your family, too.
Let's try.
God bless everybody watching tonight.
I get puppies here.
Thanks again to all the contributors tonight.
Let me show you.
But God bless this world.
That's what you just did.
We all deserve peace, freedom, lack of the presence of virus, pandemic.
And see, you were right on
It's
time.
it's been quite a tough time in this world.
I have to turn my volume down because I like
And the only way that we can get through this is to keep thinking that there's something better coming. Pray for that. Pray for each other. You know,
I got my mom
that's how we continue. We can get together
just came today.
with one another
Her doctor actually
and have much more strength than we can by ourselves. It's proven over and over again.
Yeah, it's like,
It's proven now all over the world.
what
People are
you see,
standing
though,
up
is
against
go after anything.
what happened to George Floyd
I mean, she can't.
and what's been happening
I can't.
for so many centuries
She's.
in this world. If millennia isn't a fair way to put it. In this age, we should be past time where mankind enslaves mankind, treats people differently because of social position, economic level, race, religion, gender. Black Lives Matter. They do. Our lives matter. Certainly their lives matter. Everybody matters. We're all here. And we had nothing to do with it. You have a life. Why do you think you have a life?
I might get a new pair next week.
We won a lottery.
I might even.
We were at the right place at the right time as
One
a
for
molecule.
one for activity.
How do you think we even got there? Oh, come on, DJ.
They're busted.
DJ, come on, man. That's too
What the
generous.
hell is he doing? Somebody did just
Hey, I want Dan to read it. Yeah, you're welcome, DJ.
Erotic.
Get back over here,
Do not
or if I ever get out that way, if there's something to look at. I owe you now.
Hey, remember, our granddaughters here don't talk about erotica.
Oh my gosh. That is too much. Come on.
Please help Dan.
You can give me some if you don't want it.
No, that's fine, but come on. Why are you supposed to do that to me? Now you're not supposed to make the host cry.
He did
I love y'all. I love y'all so much. I'm glad that you actually enjoy looking at my ugly face
this
and
man
listening
is
to me.
vegan. Guess what our daughter and granddaughter are?
Well, yes, it was very touching.
Close enough.
Yeah, I'm glad you quit pills, but if you saved them and they're only 2 or 3 years out of date, and I'm talking about like oxycodone, no Tylenol or any other crap, just the active ingredient, yeah. Just send a message to my email at rick.adr@aol.com and I'll give you the mailing address.
Stop.
Thank you, Monica. You get your $2 worth? Okay. What do you want? You want me to answer a question? Come on, Monica. It's your turn.
Mister kept barking at him.
What do you want to say? Well, I don't know how this room is, but I try to stay neutral because I'm not trying to offend people who may feel one way or another way about the current political situation and the president or what,
That's your grandson.
are not happy with it. I know how I feel, and if you can read in between the lines, I care about people a lot, then you might understand who I might actually support politically. I support politically whoever I think cares about me. And that's who you should support. Who's going to support you? Take your best guess. That's the person to vote for. Okay?
Change subject.
Change subject. Be respectful to everybody who has a different opinion. You can all have your own thoughts. I'm not weighing in this time. I'm staying out. I've been so good. All 119 minutes so far. So we're looking at 2 hours.
Time to say goodbye.
And I think it is time to say au revoir while I'm ahead. Again, thank you all for your support. And thank you tonight, especially for the donations. DJ Infinity, Amex, and all the others. It's been overwhelming now that I see that the total is $384 tonight. Thank you so much. And as far as the content, just keep an eye. It's going to come. And I'll be doing a podcast again in a couple of days with Dan. So please come back again. I'll be back Friday, 6 p.m. Happy hour with Rick. Cheers.